A lot of people go to the Raspberry Pi 3 to play some of their favorite arcade games, whether you played it in a pizza parlor or at your bowling alley or wherever your local arcade was. You remember a lot of these games, everything from Metal Slug to Galaga, some of the classics to, you know, everything in between, Street Fighter, etc. And so this is an arcade-only build from Wolfanoz, his latest and greatest, so it's totally up to date. You might be wondering, well, what can we possibly do at this point? Well, he's gone through all the arcade games. He's configured all the controls for you. He's added a track mode. He's added jukebox and some other scripts, and it all works for the Raspberry Pi 3B+. So as far as an image and it's compact. It fits on a 32 gigabyte SD card. So as far as probably the most compact, no BS, all set up with the bezel project, all the scripts, a track mode with as far as I know, this is the most working arcade set out to date, where all the emulators have been perfectly paired and the ROMs are the correct ROMs all set up for you. So with all that said, let's have a look. 32 gigabyte Wolfanoz dropping this arcade only. You know, it's Neo Geo, arcade, and Daphne. Nothing else. Just give me the arcade cabinets, because it's hard to get these. Arcade cabinets are expensive, so you can emulate them and play all your favorite arcade games with this one deluxe image. Let's have a look. So first thing to do is we're just going to boot up in a track mode. We're going to go down to Retropie and then go over to Reboot and Emulation Station. Alright, once you're in rebooted, you just gotta plug in your controller. It should auto detect it and set up your controls. So here we are in the image, 2,422 games. You got your favorites, your last played, total arcade games, 2,282. Daphne, what do we got? 3 games. We're running the showcase theme. Really nice stuff. And this is just totally arcade and everything and anything arcade. 137 Neo Geo games. You got the JPEG going into video snaps. Motion Blue version 6 based image. So all those scripts, all those add-ons you want to put, whether you want to do bezels, loading screens, splash screens, all that stuff, really easy to do. And this one does have a working track mode. So besides the 3 main categories here, you then go into collections. Atari Classics, Capcom Classics, and this is just an organization of all your arcade games. This is going to work for the Raspberry Pi 3B and B+. Some of the collections you're going to be given are Atari Classics, Capcom Classics, CPS-1, CPS-2, and lastly CPS-3. Then you have Data East Classics, Irem, Konami, Mario, Midway, Mortal Kombat games, Namco games, Nintendo Classic games, Pac-Man games, Sega Classic games, Shoot 'em Ups, SNK Classic, Street Fighter, and then back to all games here. Is there anything in favorites? Yeah, we got some favorites in here. So some of these games haven't worked in the past. For example, Salamander 1 and Salamander 2. These are games that don't always work on the Raspberry Pi, and Wolfanoz was able to get them to work just great. So let's have a check out on these. Oh, you gotta hit the orange. Whoa, that's pretty trippy. Cool little game. Start select out. So it does have the bezel project looking really pretty. You got Splatterhouse, Spy Hunter. Star Wars arcade game. Okay, yeah, that one runs. Terminator 2. You can do this game with your analog sticks. It actually runs just fine. Ultimate MK. Some really good shoot 'em ups. Off-road. So in this game, you just use your analog stick as a wheel, and it works really good. I wasn't first. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep that. Definitely need to tighten up my turning here. Oh boy. Let's get this nitro. Ooh. Got it too. Oh, blue trying to make a comeback. Ooh. Get wrecked. Ooh, juke me. Is this guy about to save him? Look at that strut. So inside Retropie setup, you can add and disable your background music. This does come with background music. Bezel Project pre-installed. Easy Hacks Toolkit pre-installed for you. GPIO Shutdown Utility pre-installed. Jukebox is on here as well. System Info Script, Switch Genesis, you won't need that one. And then this does have a track mode fully set up. So there you have it, Wolfanoz. I'm going to have to give this one an A. Really, really good stuff. Once you set up your controls, it's good to go. It has most of everything you probably want. If you want, you can put it on 64 gigabyte and expand it out and then add some consoles if you'd like. You can always do that. This could be a springboard, a starting point for you, or it could be exactly what you're looking for, as a lot of people have told me in the past that they just want arcade games. So here you go. Here's a great way to emulate those games that are hard to find in real life, so emulation is often the only choice. Now, the file size on this is 29.1 gigabytes, 31,291,392,000 bytes. It fit just fine on my SanDisk Ultra 32 gigabytes, so if you have one of those, no problem. Really great stuff. As I mentioned, A on this, love it, love it, love it. If you missed it earlier in the video, the reason this is so great, a track mode, works on both Raspberry Pi 3s. It's fully optimized. You can play all your games with the controls, and emulators have been custom selected per game so that you can have maximum compatibility. So with all that said, good work on Wolfanoz. Really good stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comment below, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.